Narendra Modi has just taken oath for a fourth time as Gujarat Chief Minister today, with several A-listers including Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J Jayalalithaa as well as MNS Chief Raj Thackeray in attendance, as well as many other significant guests. Narendra Modi's big victory last week being seen by his many supporters. One does also look at it within the party as a stepping stone perhaps towards a bigger political role at the national level, even perhaps as the BJP's candidate for Prime Minister in 2014, with his stature only reinforced by the win that he delivered in the Gujarat Assembly elections. Just yesterday, we saw him unanimously chosen, of course, as the leader for the state, and now with his swearing in, it seems to be a decisive move that has been made by the party, particularly emphasized by their presence there, really recognizing him as a key leader. Let's really get a perspective on what this means with NDTV's Rahul Srivastava, who's with us right now. Now, Rahul, first of all, we've been talking for the last few months about 2014 and Narendra Modi's likely role in 2014. His victory in Gujarat last week really kind of cemented that. Do you think that what we have here is that kind of show of strength, a sort of show of strength dress rehearsal for what is to come?
Yes, this Narendra Modi's third time win perhaps gives Modi an unprecedented edge in the BJP. Unprecedented primarily because of two facts. One, that he has won a state like no other chief minister has, and the second, he has stayed close to the RSS ideology, that despite being in power, despite being pro-industry, pro-commerce, and perhaps a liberal face of economics, still Modi has stayed close to the RSS. These two factors contribute and create an image of Modi within the RSS and outside, that perhaps the RSS, which is totally beleaguered right now, it has a crisis both in terms of leadership within the BJP, because as we can see in the last 2-3 years after 2009 election, Alke Advani is more or less out. With Advani out, the second rung is bickering. You have Sushma Swaraj, Jaitley and others perhaps who are contenders but lack that charisma that Modi has. And that's where RSS perhaps have decided that for the time being, it has to make two decisions. First one, more imminent one, what to do with Nitin Gadkari, give him a second term or not. And second, if Nitin Gadkari as a low-profile manager of the party, who's going to be the face? Not much time left for 2014 if you look at it, because the Congress is a bit eager right now because it has launched the direct cash subsidy thing. It is projecting Rahul Gandhi in certain manner. That's why the BJP will like to, or RSS will like to, give Modi some time. And that's why from now on, the clock is ticking for Modi's arrival to Delhi, and also perhaps the BJP and the RSS are sitting on the edge of a storm. It could happen anytime. January is going to be very exciting.
So, of course, the BJP really running out of time here to establish that face. But it's also significant to see at this swearing-in ceremony the allies who are and are not there. So you've got the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister representing the AIADMK over there. You've got the MNS, interestingly, present there. You've got certain other allies who you don't have is the Bihar Chief Minister, who has from the very beginning made it very clear that he opposes Narendra Modi. So it's a balancing game that they're also playing in the show that they're putting on there.
See, Kajol, perhaps this is something one can talk about Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi is a divisive figure. He's an aggressive politician, but he's a very divisive figure. Divisive in terms that he divides his own party. He divides the Sangh, the manner in which he functions as a chief minister or a party man. But also he divides the NDA. The fissure that he is causing the NDA is not just that he is causing a fissure. Perhaps what he is indicating by having Jayalalithaa and both the Thackeray brothers there is that perhaps there is going to be a possible realignment of the NDA in case Nitish Kumar does not drop his aversion or opposition to Narendra Modi. So that's what yet another battle for the BJP and the NDA, that not only is the BJP is going to witness certain amount of upheaval with Modi's future plans, even the NDA is going to get altered. But certainly one can say a lot of political activity, and certainly what the BJP does need right now, if it needs a decisive leadership, perhaps the RSS answer is Narendra Modi.
Well, Rahul also joining us right now on the phone line, NDTV's Rohit Bhan, who is at the spot there, bringing us the latest on that swearing-in of Narendra Modi for the fourth time, for his third successive term. Rohit, Rahul and I here have been talking about the importance of this particular swearing-in as a possible dress rehearsal for the larger picture, which is, one assumes, part of the reason why it's such a spectacle. We believe 100,000 people at the stadium, a massive security. Is that correct?
That's right. In fact, this stadium, Sardar Patel Stadium, has a capacity of around 70,000 people, and it's full. The capacity is full. In fact, apart from the stands, which are completely full with people, there are open area, which is a play area where the party workers, MPs, MLAs, all of those have descended here. They are completely chock-a-block the entire stadium. And of course, not to mention the senior party leaders, the entire top brass, which is assembled here, along with, as you mentioned, the chief ministers from other states. Now, as we speak, after Narendra Modi was sworn in, his cabinet ministers have now started taking the oath, and noticeable being Anandibhen Patel, Saurabh Patel, and Nitin Patel. Now, these were the ministers, senior ministers who were there in the earlier cabinet. Now they have been repeated. They find their place in the 2012 cabinet as well. So obviously, first, during as a run-up to the elections, he had retained most of the sitting MLAs, ministers, and a good number of them have won, and now they being re-inducted into the cabinet, noticeable among them being Anandibhen Patel. What would perhaps be interesting is the absence of Vajubhai Vala from the cabinet. We've been told that he may be made the Speaker of the Gujarat Assembly, not been inducted in the cabinet. Now that will be important because he's a 7 times MLA. He's been holding the all-crucial finance ministry portfolio, but perhaps this time around he will be made the Speaker. So obviously, if you look at the composition of the cabinet, Narendra Modi is still going safe, choosing those who earlier found their place in the earlier cabinet. They have been picked up.
Rohit, this is Rahul. Rohit, while we keep talking about 2014 and how Narendra Modi might migrate to Delhi from Ahmedabad, any inkling somewhere in terms of how he is going about after his win vis-a-vis a successor? Because perhaps Modi will like somebody who he can keep under his thumb, somebody who will be Narendra Modi's proxy in Gujarat if he migrates to Delhi. We know Saurabh Patel, somebody who has studied MBA in US, held energy, finance and other portfolios. Anandibhen is very close to him. Any inkling somewhere that is somebody inching closer to being a successor to Narendra Modi?
Well, a very valid point, Rahul. And in fact, if he has to propel to the national center stage, and if he goes to Delhi, the bigger question now remains, who takes over from Narendra Modi? Now, the biggest problem with the Gujarat BJP is that under Narendra Modi, the secondary leadership hasn't been able to make a mark, make an identity for itself. If we talk about Anandibhen Patel, there are not many people in the BJP who would like her. In fact, there have been various dissensions within the BJP over, propping up Anandibhen Patel as his probable successor. In the few months, we've seen Rahul an interesting development. In fact, if you look at his Vivekanand Yatra, you look at his other campaigns, Purushottam Rupala has emerged as a key character in the entire BJP's campaign. He was the one who coordinated, he organized his Vivekanand Yatra, and he has a very rustic appeal. He connects well to the crowd, and that's essentially why many in the party are suddenly believing that perhaps there is an attempt by the Gujarat Chief Minister to nurture Purushottam Rupala, who's also incidentally happens to be the national vice president of the party, to propel him to a state where he can be, appointed as his successor. But there are many, the number of the contenders for the secondary post. But as I mentioned earlier, the problem being that, under Chief Minister Narendra Modi, there's the secondary leadership hasn't been able to elevate to a level where you could have a decisive successor to Narendra Modi. But yes, as you rightly mentioned, Anandibhen Patel, who's considered very close to her, many would believe that she could be the probable successor to him. But other names are doing the round, including that of Purushottam Rupala.
Thank you so much, Rohit, for joining us with those details. Rohit Bhan there, talking about Narendra Modi swearing in for the 4th time for his 3rd successive term as Chief Minister. And thank you, Rahul Srivastava, for joining us with that analysis of what really the implications are of the larger picture leading up to 2014.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.